Dear God, thanks for everything you do for us. Guide us and lead us as we go through life, that we'll live as you want us to live. Amen. Let's win the rest of the basketball games we have.
West Virginia opened its doors for a 1980 season that would prove basketball, Mountaineers style, was the most exciting game in the entire state. The fans also agreed as they poured out in record numbers, sometimes packing the Coliseum to the ceiling. For here was a team that had earned their support, scrapping after every loose ball.
Let's go, Mountaineers! Let's go, Mountaineers!
This was a team unafraid of pounding the hardwood floor in its quest for success. And for its efforts, Mountaineer basketball thrived. When the final tally had been counted, West Virginia possessed another winning record. Motivation is often a direct gauge for success. And according to cheerleader Sonia Fuller, the Mountaineers had the attitude necessary to finish near the top.
This year, there seems to be a whole lot of potential in the guys. There seems to be a sort of zeal that they didn't have in the past. And the guys seem to want to win.
Out-rebounding its opponents by almost 6 a game, WVU was able to run a devastating fast break that kept all eyes riveted on the action. University President Dr. Gene Budig knows the feeling.
It's impossible as president of the university to go anywhere without having the people want to talk about the basketball program. They're very excited about Gale Catlett.
Welcome home. So spoke all the people when their native son Gale Catlett came back 2 years ago to rebuild the basketball program. First, he had to find the right kind of young men.
I think I know Coach Catlett well enough to know that he's looking primarily for the student athlete. He's looking for the individual who is going to succeed in the classroom, as well as that individual who is going to demonstrate a certain prowess on the basketball court.
The Cat is one of the nation's winningest coaches. And when he returned to his alma mater, his presence was felt immediately.
For the first 2 years, we've had winning seasons, which I didn't think we would do. We were very fortunate. Now we look forward to go a little further if we can. Maybe look forward to an Eastern 8 championship somewhere down the road. I'm not saying it's going to come that quickly, but at the same time, these are all things you shoot for. And if you don't have these things to work for, then you shouldn't get out of coaching or you shouldn't play, because right now, we're trying to win a championship.
This year, the Mountaineers came close, losing in the Eastern 8 championship game. But with a schedule that includes the finest college basketball teams, WVU will be ready next season.
This past year, we played one of the most difficult schedules in the country, and next year's is not too much different than that, because we have a chance to play against the Ohio State, the Louisville, the Syracuse, the VPI, the Penn States.
West Virginia and Gale Catlett have made a firm commitment to big-time collegiate basketball. Their goal, to be the best, and WVU's athletic director, Dick Martin, knows Catlett is just the man who can do it.
This season, I think, was a particular mark of a great coach, and the fact that when we needed to win down the stretch, the last 5 or 6 games, Gale put the basketball team together, and we provided some excitement for our fans that will long be remembered here at the Coliseum.
They travel hundreds of miles from across the entire state to claim their place in the Coliseum. This incredible 14,000-seat structure is the home of Mountaineer basketball and the meeting place for its rabid supporters.
I think our crowd is one of the best crowds that you can find around, because they just go nuts.
A carryover from days past, the cheerleaders still roll out the carpet for the team. In short, there are few college facilities in the country that surpass playing in the Coliseum.
When I first walked into it, it was like mostly Madison Square Garden. I've been there once or twice, and it was just huge, you know, and I said, well, you know, all the other schools that I visited didn't have it. And I looked at the floor from a long distance, and I said, this is where I want to play.
And play he did, like no other Mountaineer round baller in recent mind. Lowes Moore pulls the trigger and out pours smoke. An all-Eastern 8 selection throughout his career, Lowes led West Virginia in scoring, steals, and assists. The very nature of his style breeds excitement. One of WVU's all-time leading scorers, the 6'1" senior co-captain is proud to be part of the same heritage that produced Jerry West, Hot Rod Hundley, and many others.
But coming here, I knew that Jerry West had won here, and I knew that I had maybe a chance to break his record if I played well enough or get close to it. And the tradition has been really good for me because everybody knows Jerry West, you know, and know that you come close to breaking maybe his record is something exciting.
But the truly exciting part takes place on the court, especially any time Lois Moore is involved. Moore's skills weren't always this finely honed. It took many hours of work with assistant coaches Lanny Van Eman, Gary McPherson, Bob Smith, and Lou Pelliccioni. This group of highly trained instructors forms Gale Catlett's brain trust.
That's right. Let's go.
It starts on the practice floor as each player is drilled on the mechanics, leaving nothing to chance.
9.
From my experience in coaching
13.
and the great people I've been around, you're only as good as a head coach as the people who work for you. And my assistant coaches,
18.
I hold them equally in esteem as I do anybody else. And it's not a head coach, assistant coach relationship. So we have a lot of different ideas, a lot of years in coaching experience. And from that standpoint, I think we can pretty much handle any athlete that comes to this school that wants to get an education first, play basketball second, and get involved in the social atmosphere third.
Pop out hard, just like game. Square up.
Taking the knowledge learned in practice, no player applied it better to game situations than co-captain Joe Frizz. For him, basketball is his great joy.
I just like being out in the basketball court playing basketball. That's the biggest thrill I get. I like being associated with the teammates and just playing basketball as a whole.
A pleasure to coach. The senior pre-law student has been tagged the most consistent player on the Mountaineer squad. During his 4-year tenure at WVU, Joe has shot better than 50% from the floor, often with his patented semi-set shot. He was also named Eastern 8 Player of the Week for his outstanding games against Massachusetts, Louisville, and Pitt. The photographers have a natural in number 24, 6'8" junior forward Greg Nance. With a strong inside game, Nance was often in perfect position to tap in a missed shot. Greg led the Mountaineers in blocked shots and rebounds, and as West Virginia's second leading scorer, had some of his best outings against the finest centers in the nation, like Ohio State's Herb Williams and Syracuse star Roosevelt Bowie. WVU increased its inside muscle when it added junior college transfer Phil Collins to the roster. Besides giving the squad extra rebounding strength, the 6'9", 220-pound sophomore center has an excellent touch from 18 feet and in. But it is Phil's aggressiveness and his second effort that helped pull the cork on the opposition. Mountaineer fans had lots to cheer about with young Russell Todd in the lineup. Only a freshman, Todd became a starter midway through the season, and he's been a mainstay ever since. His specialty, 2 points off an offensive board. When the Mountaineers play their ball-hawking brand of defense, it is often Russell Todd who completes the play and arouses everyone's spirits. West Virginia had an array of fine players coming off the bench, and none worked any harder than junior forward Dennis Hosey. Number 25, Noah Moore, added some extra scoring punch. And Donnie Gibson, number 32, provided some clutch baskets. Number 12, freshman guard Greg Jones, saw much playing time, usually responding in tough situations. And along with Jones, freshman Diego McCoy will help fill the excitement void created by the graduation of Moore and Frizz. WVU boosters know the bright future in store for West Virginia basketball. In order to expose more people to a behind-the-scenes look, a weekly television show provides insights into the Mountaineer basketball experience.
We use the TV show as a device to expose our people, our players in a different mood, out of the uniform, in street clothes or clothing they might wear to go to class. We had a lot of different people that are involved in our community on, so that people throughout the state can see that the coach, he doesn't put all these things together. There's so many people that help you.
WAJR, Morgantown, West Virginia.
I was wondering, the new recruit that you have from Virginia this year...
Also, a weekly statewide radio talk show allows interested callers the opportunity to speak firsthand with Coach Catlett.
Well, Jeff, I don't think he'll take a couple years to develop. He is going to play in the McDonald's Classic over in Washington, we understand, which is the most prestigious of all the classics basically you can play in. And he's about 6'11". He's going to be a forward. Now, how much he plays will be based on how quickly he learns the system, but we think he'll be an immediate help to us, yes.
There is rarely a dull moment as the telephone lines are constantly lit up. Some people with questions about the Mountaineers' upcoming game with their arch rivals.
We got those daggone Panthers coming in here, and they're going to be a handful for us, Bob. They're going to be tough to beat, but I hope we'll give a good effort.
Game day. The first regular season meeting with the Pitt Panthers.
Go! 3, let's go! Go!
In the past, these games have always been hotly contested, and today's contest was no exception.
And it's a fiery contest. Here is Moore giving the ball to Jones. Jones over the midcourt line, left wing to Russell Todd, playing outside to help.
It is in situations like this when Gale Catlett is at his best, doing everything within his power to help the Mountaineers win.
Way to go. That's the way to go. Move it, Diego. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. What a bunch of foul over there. God, call something. I tell you, they're knocking our arms off. The last time down here, 3 kids hit my kid here. Russell, let's go. Play. Knock it in. Timeout. 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 I want a timeout. Call timeout. Sit down. Next time down, they got 4 guys line up 6'8". I want to run number 5 and lay up only, okay? Let's keep playing the good defense. Let's go. Lowe's takes the point.
With the score close, defense proved the key as the Mountaineers needed a play to get them over the hump. It came when Lowe's Moore jammed the follow-up home free. Now Catlett had to make sure his troops did not let up.
Take good shots. Load the board up. Get back on defense. You're back on defense every time. Now's when you show extreme hustle. Extreme hustle right now. Togetherness. Fight. Knock it in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go fight. Get the tip. Let's go.
The Cats' words served to cite the Mountaineers, and with outstanding play by the trio of freshmen Russell Todd, Greg Jones, and number 23 Diego McCoy, WVU was well on its way to victory. Pitt tried to come back late in the game, but the Mountaineers fought to preserve the victory. The game marked the first of 2 close regular season wins West Virginia would have over the Panthers, a feat last accomplished in 1977. As Catlett made the trek toward the locker room, a jubilant band of players celebrated.
I'm going to tell you what now. You ought to beat those guys 15, 20 points. Let them get back in the basketball game. But that's okay. You did a heck of a job. We're going to look at the film the same way Monday and Tuesday we did the last 2 days. But let's win the rest of the basketball games we have. That's all. Get dressed.
Back out on the Coliseum floor, an eager crowd and attentive radio audience waited to hear the coach's comments broadcast over the Mountaineer post-game show.
Back at the WVU Coliseum in Morgantown, the coach of the Mountaineers, Gale Catlett, is here. And one very simple question: how did you do it today, you guys?
Jack, that's a real good effort on the guy's part. I tell you, I've got a lot of respect for Pitt. They're a heck of a team. I had 4 or 5 people tell me this week we couldn't beat Pitt, so we couldn't beat them. So we played this game just for those 4 or 5 folks.
You gotta believe.
As the 1980 regular season wound down, thoughts again turned to Pittsburgh, site of the Eastern 8 Championship. In the first round, the Mountaineers had played at Duquesne, winning by 8 points over a team they had lost to during the season. Now they would again face Rutgers in the semifinals. Only this time, the outcome would be different.
We were going into the game and we were underdogs, and we remembered last year when we lost to Rutgers in the semifinals, so this was like our second chance at them, and we just came back and played really well, and we came out on top again.
The Mountaineers were peaking, and just at the right time, the playoffs. They had now won 4 in a row and were in the process of capturing number 5. Though the Scarlet Knights proved formidable opponents, West Virginia was riding a hot streak. With throngs of Mountaineer fans present in Pittsburgh's Civic Arena, the game felt like a home contest to the team. Playing in his next to last game, sensational Lowe's Moore led all scores with 27 points. Time running out. WVU controlled the ball and iced the contest 77-66. The victory catapulted the Mountaineers into the finals against a strong Villanova team. Though they would lose in a hard-played game, West Virginia had come together as a team. For his stellar play with games of 26, 27, and 22 points, Lowe's Moore was rewarded as the tournament's most valuable player.
It's a great fulfillment because all your life you try to work on something good, and the Eastern 8 has made something good for me as far as West Virginia University. The most valuable player was something I didn't expect that was really surprising.
With the spirit of an entire state behind them, the Mountaineers of West Virginia had come a long way in 1980, but the future looks even better. Under Coach Gale Catlett, the 80s will be a prosperous time. The Cat is not
out and do the very best they can do. If they do that, then I'll take the result, whatever it may be. This far in the tournament to the championship game.